about to get wild. Let go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you'll never believe this. Guess who fucked up again this week? That's me. It's fucking me. So don't worry. I'm out here just doing what I do best. Fucking things up. Producing. From not even an iPad. It's some fuck-ass Samsung thing. Because I fucked shit up. Is what I did. So you're going to have to bear with me as I do this the most backwoods way. As I know how to do. Being in the Great White North of Canada. Anyways, welcome back to the Terynn Show. And tonight we're talking about something every single person in wrestling has either met or they know or, at least they have a story about. Money marks. The type, they love wrestling. They've got some money to throw around. Suddenly they're booking fucking shows, flying people in, trying to figure out whether they're running a wrestling company or funding the world's most expensive fucking hobby. Here's the thing. Are money marks actually a bad thing for wrestling? Wrestlers are getting paid, fans are getting shows, and somebody's keeping the lights on. So tonight we're going to get into who's getting into who's working who and where good business ends and money mark behavior begins. And whether sometimes being a money mark is just part of wrestling. So perfect. Let me bring in the boys, okay? First up, joining me, as always, the man dressed like Ric Flair's robe, lost a custody battle, rocking a questionable fucking wig, and somehow still ready to give financial advice, even though he was absolutely not asked for it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dirty Dick fucking Rick.
Woo! Woo! The hair is 100% real, first of all. Because around here, we kayfabe, brother. But it's Tuesday night, and Tuesdays are for three things. Titties, too many drinks, and the Terynn Show. And as always, my toast to my favorite person in the world. I bow down to the queen.
That's so lovely, Dirty Dick Rick. But I'm not wearing the rack stuff since we're talking.
I got plenty of pictures stashed on my phone. Hit me up, folks.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I was just making an overall statement. We're talking about money mooks and them using their money in the wrestling world. So I had to make sure I covered my rack up. So when those fat mookie fucks come at us, they can't be like, oh, well, you used your boobs. Well, guess what? They don't even exist. And if they did, if I'm too much, go find less and go fuck yourself. That being said, we might as well bring on our next guest here.
Oh, baby blue eyes.
There's Kit, okay? A resident voice of reason until the wine kicks in. Long hair, glass in hand, and fully prepared to judge everybody else's financial decisions while making absolutely none of his own tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Oh, God, this is where I struggle every fucking time. Don't worry, guys. I'll figure it out.
Holy fuck.
Oh, hey. What's going on? I didn't see you there.
He pulled up.
First of all, let me be clear. I'm not a guest. I'm a co-host, Teryn.
Co-host.
But it's all right. I'll let it pass. If anything that irritates.
It started off as a guest and became permanent.
I did. And you know what? I'm just happy for today is pretty much where we get to air our grievances about probably everything that I hate about wrestling, which is the money marks that walk amongst us. We can get a little bit of the fans that they do it for influencer status, maybe too. I don't know, but they're kind of like one and the same if you ask me. But before we get into any of that, I get the pleasure as a guest to introduce our guest, our first guest. I won't say who's next, but one of my best friends in wrestling. He is probably the reason why I'm still doing it because he books me. But
Stone Cold
also,
Steve Austin?
yeah, Stone Cold's promotion. But he has been. We've been friends for almost a decade now, just running into each other in like Tournament of Death back in like 2018 or 2017. So, anyway, here I am to introduce our guest, the hipster heartthrob, Hollywood Cash.
Hey, what's up?
What's up,
Welcome
man?
to the shit show.
I'm very excited. I don't know what's worse, a money mark or a pro wrestler who runs his own promotion and books his friends and himself. I don't know. They're going to be neck and neck for a
Oh,
bad cringe.
Yeah, but I mean, at least one of them's fun. The other one's like, you're like playing with. It's like you're playing with a toddler.
We'll see. Well, hey, thanks for having me on. I'm very excited. Uh, let's see how it goes. Yeah.
well, we also got one more special surprise guest that I know is going to excite our fellow Jericho Cruisers because he is a fellow Jericho Cruiser. A very good friend of the show, ladies and gentlemen, Tim Cross. Woo! Holy fuck. What a
What's
beautiful
up?
man.
I know. I'm trying to look a little bit more beautiful here, but you really can't see me that well. But I feel like I should have some type of big intro into this situation after you're the intro there. But it's a pleasure being here, and I'm glad you could bring me in so we could talk some shit.
Is your house on fire? What's all that smoke?
I, we got a fire inside over there. Don't worry about it. It's called getting heat.
Oh, you must not be in Texas because that's now fucking that's life in prison right there.
Yeah, I'm not in Texas.
Good
Well,
Lord.
so
Well, we might as well just get right into it. I will start off first and ask the big question to each and every one of you. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take it a different route. Let's go with first up, Cass. What does the term mean in wrestling to you? A money mark.
So, a money mark, if anyone's watching this is not familiar, a money mark is basically anybody who just got their tax return and decides they want to run a wrestling show. And here's there's pros and cons of a money mark, and there's lots of different ways to see it. Like when I first started wrestling, so I'm based on the East Coast of America. I'm in New York, and the thing is with wrestling out of other types of entertainment is pro wrestling is pretty accessible. Like you could go on a cruise or you could do a local show and you can actually talk to this guy that you're a big fan of. It's a lot more accessible than like other forms of celebrity. And so this is what happened, at least in New York, is when I first started wrestling, I would do shows and it would be Kenny Omega would be in the main event and the Young Bucks would be the co-main and I'm on the opener because you got these guys who, they're big time wrestling fans. Like, wait, I could book such and such for just $1,000, and it kind of makes sense. You're like, oh my god, I could actually book and then they go, well, I'll just book a show. It's that cheap to book these huge names, but then you find out that no one comes out for these huge names. Wrestling's a lot different. Just because you book huge names, you're still at a boys and girls club in the middle of Nanuet, New Jersey. No one's coming out. It doesn't matter. Unless you got Bret Hart or they're not coming out for these big names. So I get why money marks do it. They think, oh wow, I can actually afford. I can afford this, and then they eat dick and make zero money. So I get it. And sometimes it's a coin toss. Some guys people throw a lot of money and burn it, but then it's picking up and it ends up working out. But unfortunately, for the most part, some poor guy burns all of his money, his life savings, and everything, and all thing he gets out of it is like a DVD that CM Punk was at his backyard once, So
All right.
That's a. I think that's a pretty damn good description of what one is.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
You know, I
I
mean,
always, real quick, I always think about when I hear about this money mark. I always think about the CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero IWA match, and everyone's like, "Oh, what a cool match!" And we got Eddie Guerrero and Mysterio when they were off WWF, and CM Punk's like, "What a meaningful match to me." But all I think about is how Ian Rotten just got some poor guy to give up like 10 grand, and no,
yeah,
you'll make your money back, and some guy just went into financial ruin for like 2 seconds of CM Punk's DVD, being like, "I got the rest of these guys," while like some guy in Indiana went into poverty for it. You know, I don't know.
yeah,
Makes me feel
yeah,
guilty. You
exactly.
know?
Yeah, Ian's a perfect. Well, Ian's on a money mark. Fucking the guy doesn't have. He's been wearing the same sweatpants and Dallas Cowboys fucking jersey. You know, for
Yeah,
the
but
last
he,
like
he
30
got
years.
someone a money mark to fight for him. So it's like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, there are those the ones that have like they get the quote like tax return money or whatever. But then there are those that like come from money. They're wrestling fans, and then they start their own promotion, and then they again like not that this is the same thing, but like they book those that they like, and then they almost try to ruin those that they don't. That they don't like, and it's like it's for me, I think it's taken away, the value of wrestling to fans. Is that now everybody does think, man, if you have money, you can start your own promotion. You can be friends with the boys, and because you're paying them X amount of money, we're gonna act like we like you. You know, and by
Wow.
we I mean the royal we, because I don't get paid enough to like anybody.
That brings me to my next question, which I'm going to ask Mr. Tim Cross here. And by all means, answer this as honestly as you want. I don't care. It's the Terynn Show. We don't give a fuck around here. What is the difference between genuinely investing in wrestling and trying to buy your way into the business?
Yeah.
Well, usually it happens pretty quickly. Usually if they lead with, I just want to help and make sure that there's a good product in my area. That's usually the first lie. Um, that's usually where it starts because you'll go about month, maybe two, and then you'll be, oh hey, I saw this person, or I saw this thing, and can I make that happen? Can I make this happen? And you're like, yeah, I mean we could do that, sure, we could do that. I mean it's going to cost this and this. You got to pay. Oh okay, yeah, no problem, no problem. Second month goes in and do the same thing. Third month, you get about 6 months in, and then old boy or whoever basically goes, well, I want, I want this. And then you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense though. And then you'll automatically hear the, well, I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
And then it's just
Yeah.
like, and then it automatically goes downhill from there because it's like, oh, well, if you remember when we first started here, it was you liked what was going on because of what I was doing. Now, because you're putting money into it, you now don't want to do what I was doing. You now want to do what you want to do. And quite frankly, you've done zero to be in that situation to do that. So, like the people that genuinely want to help compared to the money marks, they're pretty easy to recognize rather quickly. But basically anybody that's kind of offering to help without having any money involved, probably someone that's genuine. And
Yeah,
somebody that doesn't ask for nothing and just grabs something and starts moving shit is usually a good sign. Um, so like, I've had them all in every way, shape, or form. Is hey, wrestling's been my dream. What can I do? And I was like, you can carry that beam and board over there.
Make that dream come true,
If this
baby.
if this is your dream, then let me show you the nightmare part of this situation. Real quick. And then there's the people that goes, oh, that usually lead with, oh, I'm such and such. And then when you come to me making it seem like you're a bigger deal than you are, it's real hard to bullshitter. And anybody, and this is no offense to anybody at all, because I'll admit that I'm a good bullshitter too. But, to be in this business, you've got to be a little bit. And most of the good ones recognize the pieces of shit that, just want to be where they are because they have some money to throw around instead of earn anything at all. At all. Like you don't even earn people's respect and just think that you're supposed to get it because you've got money. Those are the ones that they baffle me.
Well, those are the ones that like people don't, those type of people don't see, like a true friendship or somebody being genuine. They have no idea because never in their life have they had somebody be genuine to them. Also, probably never got their ass beat, or they probably just said things and got away with it. But that's kind of, that's you see those type of people, and every day we're walking around. So.
Oh yeah. Well, those people with money, I mean, like you said, they usually don't have to worry about it because
Right.
they have the money. So,
They have that
because that's
social.
around, people come around.
Absolutely, like that social awkwardness. It's like you can kind of tell that this person, never got punched in the mouth or something like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Those are
wanted
real
to.
easy to notice.
Oh yeah, and I want to. So Rico, on Facebook watching said, and I think this is, this is perfect. Like the formula now is, you have to you have to have the money, be a friend to a booker, and pay to play, and then try and act like they have clout in the business. Like the people that have the money, and can fly themselves to Japan so they can later on tell somebody that yeah, I wrestled in Japan. It's like, yeah, but you didn't earn it. You didn't. You just paid for it yourself. Or like maybe there's a story. I believe, Teryn, maybe you might want to talk about this one.
This specific story I will talk about on a future episode closer to November 6th, 2026. Right now is not the time for that. The shady shit will come out down the road, boys.
All right, fine.
You got to plant the seed and then reap what you sow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. But it's anyway, like you say, it's a lame ass move. It's that pay to play or the pay to be friends with the wrestlers is a meet and greet. You're just it's like I think it's just a glorified meet and greet. Is when you have like some type of a money mark like that comes in. So I don't know, Cass. Let me ask you. Sorry, go ahead, Terry.
No, I was just gonna say, I was gonna ask Cass if he's run into this because we all know he runs shows. Him and Tim both run shows. Have you run into people looking for clout just because, hey, I've got money, do anything like that? Like, have you ran into this personally?
Well, luckily for me, I don't make money, so money isn't like the end all be all for me because I try to do my shows. My shows are more like Brooklyn nightlife, and it's more a party and like an art event. So I've always been wary, and I'll give you one example because I have no problem saying no to money. I don't know because I'm already a full-time wrestler. I've already didn't pay for myself to go to Japan. I've already achieved a lot in my wrestling thing. So I just do this company for fun, So
Yeah.
when someone tries to come at me and throw money at me, I'm like, you're really barking up the wrong tree because I'm kind of a broke person who's already got what I wanted, So like,
Yeah.
it doesn't really do anything for me. And I'll give you an example. There's this one guy that he really wanted to give me money, and it was so strange. He was like, I want to give you money, and all I want is access to like the locker room and to be able to like come interview guys, and I'll give you money towards the show. And I really didn't really get it. I was like, I don't know. I'm like, we're good. Like I always have people try to get involved. I'm like, I already have my camera guys there. And come to find out, it was a little bit more of a kink thing. Like he wanted to like sponsor certain wrestlers. Like you'd hit me up to try to like pay for wrestling. I was like, I don't use that guy, and he would like email me, and it was just mostly because he like has crushes on those guys and like wants to film in the locker. It was more of a kind of a perversion thing, you know? And I was like, yeah, I don't need to muddy my waters. Hey, there's lots of wrestlers that do customs and they do stuff with fans. That's their prerogative. I'm not yucking anyone's yum, but it's just not what I do. My thing is my own creative thing. I just anytime anyone, I'm worried of anyone that wants to throw money at anything anyway. I'm like, what are you doing? You know, like it's weird, you know. And then you have people like, you know, they start out giving a promotion money, and if it goes well for them, then they're like, I'm going to do my own thing. And then you got these people that aren't in the business. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but like haven't set up a ring, haven't paid their dues because I used to be my stuff. But really, we do need to gatekeep wrestling a little bit because you have these people just coming in and they don't know anything about anything, and they think, oh, I'll just. And I say this so I know how crazy it is for me to say this because I started my own company because I'm like, they don't know what they're doing, but you know, you really do have to be mindful of these people that are getting involved in the business. It's the same thing when people try to get local influencers. They're like, oh, this person has 10 million followers, so I'm going to let them announce my show and I'm going to let them do this. And it's just got to be a little bit more wary of who you allow on your platform. And, you know, and also I don't let anyone try to buy me. So the money thing that's not even on my radar because,
Cash,
yeah.
do you think that you like you know, do you think that you kind of do a lot out of spite, like because and what I mean is, you know, like you never got, you know, it's like you have the talent, you have the clout, and you have the followers and fans and things like that, but you're just not used by, let's say, a money mark, and then you just
Yeah.
pretty much did the like kind of it's kind of and I mean I'm not like it maybe in a smaller degree, but like that like fuck you like Paul Heyman, you know, fuck you, I'll just start my own promotion, you know, and then because of that platform that you started, you then get looks everywhere else, and that's why you've traveled all over the world so far, and you've like I just saw a thing, you know, that you were wrestling like 31 days in a row and
Yeah.
whatever. I couldn't even
Yep.
imagine doing that, especially at your pristine age, you know. But
Yeah, you know, like so my situation is a little bit more different. It's like you know, wrestling, you know, you guys that are involved in the business, like it's it's a it's a really weird subjective thing. It's like you're only as good as the people in charge will let you be. There's plenty of wrestlers that could have been the guy who just weren't because of whatever reason, and it just is what it is. And so you
yeah,
know, instead of waiting, and this for me was I knew I could do certain things. So instead of waiting for the opportunity, I'm like, I'm cool. And I know nightclubs in New York and I'll just book it myself. Well, I'm gonna wait for like some guy from South Jersey to like see the greatness in me. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna fucking book it myself. But there's pros and cons, you know. It's like uh I do think that, you know, the money mark thing can be very dangerous. Um you know, here, okay. Can you mind if I name like promotions? Is it okay? Okay,
Yeah,
like
please.
the whole thing of
Yeah, yeah.
pros,
There's no.
like so Orange Crush used to, and this is not right or wrong. I'm just stating what's going on currently in the climate of wrestling. This guy used to finance GCW, and honestly, for worse, because I wish GCW would have died a long time ago. He was pumping money to keeping this thing alive. So we'll see what happens with this experiment. He was one of the guys pumping that product up and allowing it to exist. And now he's started his own thing. And for right or wrong, he's getting like real opinionated online, and he's kind of throwing his weight around, and he's booking these big cards. And we'll just see how, you know, because now he's like, I've been in the business. I was working with GCW so long. You know what I mean? I'm not some money guy. I ran all their shows, so I know the business. And I don't need them anymore. So it's just, I mean, history creates the winners and losers. So we'll see what happens with this. Either this experiment goes really well and he's remembered as, you know, or it goes tits up and It's like, so right now that's kind of like I don't know if you even want to call Adam a money mark or not, but we're kind of just seeing that in real time right now, So we'll see. I don't know, you know.
Well, I think you touch upon a good point. Like you already said that you don't take money as your main objective, and I'm sure Tim, I know you personally. That's kind of your thing too. I don't think money's going to get you to do something that your personal fucking morals don't want you to do. So when somebody like you says you're going to start a promotion, Cass, already it's because of your love for the business. You're trying to improve things. Uh, but I know also, Tim, you've had some instances in the same vein where I don't know if you want to name names. I'm not going to stop you, but there was certain shows that some of us all know you were going to put on and kind of got taken away from you. And that kind of evolved into a whole other thing, which now is a whole
I
different
mean, I,
talking
I mean,
point.
I don't, I could give a rat's ass. So like, old boy. I mean, everybody kind of knows the guy. If you don't know him from this cruise, you may know him as Suit Guy Money Mark that stands beside the ring and always tries to get the picture or the high five from whoever is coming down the ramp because he's always really close to the ring. But basically, I had not because he knows anybody, it's because he pays for it. But basically, I had a show that was planned for the cruisers as a way for us to kind of all hang out the day before the cruise. Not trying to, make any money off of anybody, but if you wanted to be a part of it and you were going to be on the cruise, come be a part of the show. Show all the cruisers what you got. You're going to run your mouth all week anyway. Come show everybody what you got. So that was basically the idea. I had somebody that was allowing me to use their ring and their building, and it was just going to be a get together for everybody. It was called Cruising for a Bruising. The colors were the whole Miami Vice vibe and all that. And then COVID hit. And, I give it what it is, whatever. COVID screwed everybody. It's whatever. But then the cruise was back on, and shit was ready to roll, and I get ready to talk to everybody that was kind of down to do it. That we talked before, and all of a sudden, boom. Um, Old boy comes out, and I mean, literally, if the dictionary had pictures for every word, he would be the guy in that picture in the dictionary. He is the epitome of everything that is a money mark. He puts himself on the damn flyer.
There's a
Like
lot of self promotion there for sure.
I mean, and it's like whatever, dude. If it works, it's one of those situations where it's like whatever, dude. If it works for you, and you get the work out of it, and if you're paying the boys, at the end of the day, I usually keep my mouth shut. But damn, bro, do you and your little buddy, with your little nicknames, need to be on the flyer? No, I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, but who's paying a ticket to see you?
Well, I know a certain talent that brought half a house one year and never got paid, but that'll also
I
be coming up
I,
in a
I
later
recently I
episode.
recently heard about that,
Um,
actually, bro.
well, yeah, we'll be discussing that in later episodes. I'm sure you two actually might be part of that. But what you were saying, Tim, leads into the question that I wanted to ask. Your original plan was you wanted to feature cruisers, maybe indie talent, guys who were going to be coming on the cruise that had never maybe had a spotlight on them, and you
Yeah,
wanted to give them a chance before the cruise to, shine a little bit. Not
yeah,
you
and
didn't
what?
go out and try to get every main star that cost fucking, the $5,000 booking fee off the Jericho cruise. You were going to bring in the regular guy.
Well, at the end of
Which
the day, I wasn't trying to make any of the cruisers that's going on the place spend any more money because God, you already spent what you spent to get there, to fly there, however you did. Then you go on it. Then if you get drinking pass, you get the special meet and greets and this, that, and the other. Like, I'm not saying that cruise nickel and dimes you, but anything you do of this type of
it's
caliber ends up nickel and diming you. And the last thing I want to do is to put another nickel and dime situation afterwards or before, So, I just looked at this, like I said, as a way for everybody to get together. That's about it. I was going to take donations at the door so I could give the
sure.
venue money. But for the main part, a lot of things that wasn't known was like I kind of had it open for it was open to anybody that's on the cruise. If you were on the cruise and you hit me up and you wanted a spot, I'd put you on there somewhere. I was going to be fair about it, pull names, well, all that stuff. Didn't want to discredit anybody in any way. And I actually, because of the situation that I'm in, I talked to some talent that I knew was going to be on the cruise, and I was going to have them come and hang out
Favors.
so
Yeah.
they'd see some of the matches and stuff. But, I got ready to do this, and boom, all of a sudden, here comes another show with our whole idea, all that. And literally, it's like $50. And it's just like, bro, what? I mean,
So
you,
your idea basically turned into what's like you said, the definition of a money mark situation, and that was proven even more. Like the show ended up being called the exact same thing, by the way, as the
oh
one
yeah,
that
exact
you
same
had.
thing, has the exact
But
same colors.
instead of featuring cruisers, he hired every available name,
Right.
whether independent or fucking really, he was looking for unemployed WWE people, and
Yeah,
now
it
he's
was like
making
any indie name within a 100-mile radius of Boca Raton.
the show that I attended because of that certain talent that never got paid. And that's the only reason why about, I'd say 50% of the crowd showed up was because of this talent. It was a show stacked with, I mean, you're talking about the name of all names on the indie scene right now.
Oh yeah.
A pay-per-view worthy card, and it drew 200 people. So the question I wanted to ask you guys is, what's the benefit, or is there a benefit of stacking an independent card like that? And I know, Kaz, you touched upon this earlier. Unless it's like Bret Hart or something, why pay all this money unless
Hey,
you
let,
have
let me
ulterior
answer that.
motives?
It's hard because, like, okay, here's a good example. Wait, real quick, where in Canada are you guys based?
Us?
Yeah, well, you two guys are Canadian, right? I assume.
I'm
Terrence the Queen,
20.
yeah, yeah.
These guys
I'm
are states.
Okay,
I'm in West Virginia.
you're West Virginia. Okay, and then where in the states are you, Dirty Dick?
I'm in New York. I'm a couple hours away from you.
Oh, you're in New York. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You guys
Uh,
can hang out.
so okay, here's an example. You Dirty Dick, you'll know this. House of Glory
Oh,
runs in New York. They run Jamaica Queens, and they'll do like the full houses, House of Black. They'll bring in Ricochet. They'll bring in AJ. They brought in AJ Styles once, and for whatever reason, and it's not a dig on them. I'm actually just trying to figure it out too. They still draw their 250, and that's it.
yeah.
And so it's almost like why even? And then you got places like small places that just do their guys and that's it, and they draw just the same. Like I do underground wrestling in New York, and I draw basically the same. You know what I mean? And I'm not flying in anybody, and not saying I'm better. Sometimes I don't get why. Sometimes it's just like sometimes people think by just booking the name, people will come, and
Right.
it's just not the case. Like you gotta really flyer and promote and ad and some like I've seen it 1,000 times. Anyone's involved in the business, you'll see some pop up show out of nowhere, like whoa, blah blah blah's on that, and like I've never even heard of that because they'll run that one time, they're burn all their money. So I don't know, but if you said there was a show, a pre-cruise that booked everybody, first of all, they probably could have done it with half the people. But if that thing didn't draw, they just the name power alone isn't going to do it. You know what I mean? You got to still be a promoter and promote your thing. And I want to, I'll say who did a good job during Mania Week. Swerve Strickland, he was DJing somewhere. I don't know where it was or what he did, but all I know is every social media targeted ad all weekend in Vegas, it was like Swerve Strickland DJ, Swerve Strickland DJ. I was like, whoever he paid or whatever thing he did, it's the only thing I saw advertised. Like I saw it more advertised than Mania itself. I was like, whoever his social media guy is, he deserves a raise because you knew it was going on. You know, like
Yeah.
sometimes these people they think they just put the names and it's Mania Week, and I got blah 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 in the main event. There's so much shit going on, especially if you're saying the cruise thing. There's a lot of fucking shit going on. And some of these guys, they're just throwing money at it, but they're not throwing the money in the right places. You still gotta promote it. How
Yeah, you
to
know what?
promote it.
Well, Cass, you know what? And speaking of, just to, rattle off what you were saying, on November 6th, we have a show ourselves
This is the
involving.
night before the Jericho cruise this year?
You know what? Dirty Dick, it is. On
Holy
November
fuck.
6th,
What are
we
the
have
chances?
the pre-cruise piss up, the Terynn Show presents, and we have a lot of thanks to Cass over here, who actually had wrestled at the venue. Could you maybe say what the venue is, Cass?
Well, everything's not completely locked, but it's pretty good. It's La Rosa in Miami. I
In
wrestled
Miami.
I wrestled Gangrel there 2 months ago, a month ago,
Yeah,
maybe. So I got a
yeah.
good working relationship with them. I wrestle in Florida pretty often. So
Yeah,
yeah,
so I
get to go to
mean,
Lock
we got ourselves, just a little something for the pre-cruise, and I just wanted to bring that up because you made the greatest point ever. But obviously there's a lot more work to be done, but it's really, something that we're all excited about.
Well, that's the
So
thing too. Go ahead.
I'm going to piggyback on that. So, like you said, it's all about promoting and, doing all of the work to set up for the show to bring people there. So, for me, for this specific show, everybody on the cruise knows me. The old drunk, crazy Canadian bitch, the old queen of the drunk-eyed Canadians. But on top of that, that in itself, 7 years we've been doing this cruise. This is number 7. The first time it's ever fallen on my birthday is this one. So why not go big or fucking go home? To piggyback on Tim's thing, a lot of people don't remember Tim doing this fucking cruising for a bruising it would have been what? October of 2021, and COVID.
It would have been the third one.
Yes, it was October of 2021. A lot of people don't remember it. It's a lot of newbie cruisers. It's wrestling fans going into Miami, getting ramped up. They're like, what can we do the night before? There's fuck all going on, but then there's one wrestling show and everybody goes. They're excited. They come to Miami. They fly from all over the entire world. And that is the kicker. I think there was 31 countries at one point that people were flying in to do this cruise. There's nothing for wrestling fans to do except for this one show. So give them options. This isn't a end all be all. Fuck you. I mean, maybe a little bit of spite with name promo codes, but fuck me, right? It's a hot dog and a handshake. That's all it
Not
took.
to mention, it's the
Here
only
we are.
event available, and only like 5 to 10% of the people that are going on the cruise are showing up. There's a whole bunch of people who are choosing to go out to the bar instead and not go to this wrestling show.
For me, it's the biggest thing. It's like Tim said. I don't want to do this to have like biggest names of all fucking time. I want people to go. I want them to have fun and just let loose. Like, you know what? You want to black out and watch some wrestling? Let's fucking go.
Basically extend the cruise by a day.
I'm not going to give you, hey, you want to do the after party? Here's an extra $15 charge. Blah, 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 blah. Come to the fucking bar, watch some wrestling, have fun, meet OG cruisers, meet 2-timers, meet 3-timers, meet 7-timers. Who gives a fuck? Just
Meet
go
me in the bathroom stall.
Or whatever Dirty Dick Rick decides to do. Like, it is what it is. We're all going on the same thing. We're all in Miami for the same reason. Have fun. This isn't fucking politicking or anything like that. Have fun. We're all fans at the end of the day. Some of us have fucking an unlimited checkbook. Some of us don't. Just go have fun and meet people. Who gives a shit? It's pro wrestling. Have fun.
We
Fuck it.
definitely, I know Teryn is going to work as hard as she can to make sure everybody has a great time, regardless of whatever happens that night. It's her birthday. It's Jen Shapiro, a friend of the show. It's her birthday as well. We're going to be celebrating. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be the family, the people that we all know and love together. So I hope everybody comes out to that. And to the people who go to the other show, that's cool too. Like, people have a choice. We have several friends who go to the other available show, and that's fine. To each their own. By all
That
means, man.
Hey,
The
I
guy.
also know that it's Rico. It's going on during Rico's birthday too.
Oh
And,
shit!
and my birthday is on the 1st, so I'll just wait
Wow.
to celebrate it, basically. So, but to go back on basically what was said was, yeah, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you right now could book John Cena, but here's the thing: if no one knows
Right?
that
Who's
you
gonna come?
have John Cena, no one's gonna come.
Right.
So whatever
No,
you
but
spend
I think John
in the
Cena, if John
sense
Cena came
of
with The Rock, like it would get pretty fucking packed in Miami.
Y- yeah, but like you've got to let people know that that's who you got. You know what I mean? Like, so if you get somebody for 15, you better plan on spending 15 promoting it.
yes, absolutely right.
But yeah, it's and like he also said, there's been times where I've seen locals draw three, four popular people, and then there's a guy that he just thinks he can do it because he's got some money, man, and then he gets this person and that person and this person and that person, and at the end of by the time you see the flyer, the only thing you're mixed up about is, why isn't there a TNA logo on this flyer
Exactly.
instead of
Exactly.
The
who
question
is this company? And and then 100 people come.
question for both of you. What's worse, a money mark promoter, or somebody that let's just say has certain assets that are attractive, to promoters that would book them. Like somebody that goes from, like, oh, is that popular? Like, Cass, you know what I'm talking about?
The noise alone is over with me.
Oh, that seems popular. It looks like I'm gonna be.
Well,
Like somebody's gonna
there's
pay for
pros
my
and cons.
drink.
There's a company in LA I have no problem bashing, but I started doing the no ring wrestling and with the go-go dancers and the music, and there was a promotion called Suburban Fight. And the reason why I was always going to win is because I'm a professional wrestler and I started doing this out of passion and because I love it. They started doing it because they saw it get popular on Vice and on BuzzFeed and all these big articles. So I had Jack Tip with
You
Steve
had your own
show
bikes.
me versus Chuck Taylor. So that kind of got me my shows all over. And so this guy with money in LA was like, I'm gonna do those no ring shows. And for a while we were at war for a little bit because he was using the same terms as me, but he had a big budget. He was using Darby Allin, Brody King, Jeff Cobb, and I was just a local guy. But the thing is, he wasn't a lifer. He was just doing it because it was the hot thing at the time. So him dipping in and out, of course he was going to dip out because he's not a pro wrestler. He didn't grow up loving pro wrestling. He just was some guy with money who saw, oh, this is over right now. And the guy currently is doing Magic the Gathering stuff because he's like, that's currently on the uptick. And he's just like an LA guy who's waiting for the next pop culture thing to be in, and he tries to get on a ground level. So there's money marks that do that too. They're just sitting back trying to, what's hot, right? If Battle Bots was the thing, he'd run Battle Bots. If it was something else, it would be that. He has no true conviction You know what I mean? So you'll have people like that sometimes. They're hoppers. They jump into what is current and new, and like a locust will eat it up and burn it to the ground, and they go, "Oh, that sucks," and they'll fly over to a new thing. So, that's why like I used to be threatened by a lot of the no rings in the past, but now I'm in it. I've done it. The August 23rd is the 10 years of me doing them. I'm synonymous with them, and in the beginning it sucked because I was a local guy and I saw all this money they're throwing around, and I was like, dude, just you would have helped me so dramatically if you would have booked me on the show with all the biggest names on the indies. Instead, you just took all my stuff and pretended like I didn't exist. So it didn't really feel good. But you learn, you grow, you keep hustling, you keep grinding, and things shake out the way they shake out.
I also think that they do kind of, if you could make the notes for me, sir, make the moth noise.
The
The reason why they do that is because whenever they're around people in the business that like come up the right way and legit know what's going on, they usually see through their bullshit pretty quickly. So it's easier and best to either move to the person that doesn't really give a shit and will take the money no matter what it is, or somebody that just really doesn't know the business that well. And well, I'll get in a little bit more with these guys because they don't understand, or see through the bullshit. So
Well, so, question. I mean, you guys don't have to answer because this is a negotiation learning tool. If anybody was here, if somebody gives you like a ridiculous price, or like it's not even a ridiculous price, it's what they believe is their worth or whatever, and it might be more than what you're looking to offer. Are you guys like looking to negotiate, or
Well,
are you
here's
just
what it
like
is.
one of those type of
Just
promoters, or one of those? Shut up for a second, Cass. And
sorry.
and one of those type of promoters where you just go like you like "Ah, well, all right," you
Well,
just
it's
don't
very
respond.
simple. It's very simple. Okay. Uh, are you going to bring me that many tickets? If you want, how big is my venue? All right, my venue holds 300 people,
I'm
and
king.
if you want $5,000, you'd have to. I had to sell. You have to show to me that you're going to move $5,000 worth of tickets for me. And like it's just like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Like I had an
Yeah,
opportunity to. I wanted to bring Danhausen in one time, and it's just the show wasn't big enough. We would have had to sell so much room to even make his money back. And not right or wrong, it just wasn't a good fit for us because it's just it wasn't that kind of show. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I just don't even think we would have gotten that many people to justify paying a certain fee. It's just you can do a lot more with less. Like you saw those mega cards with it's got every TNA guy under the sun, dude. If you just make it a fun show and it's got a good location, and you want to splurge on one name, but like you don't really need to like build your own thing. Like um
yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
and also like these guys that mega book these shows, it's like you see them and they're not making money. It's like, where's the money? That venue holds 300 people. Okay, so that's $20 a ticket. Blah blah blah. You're like, this is why no one runs in New York big time. You would think New York City would have a big wrestling scene. New York City, but you're talking about show insurance, show license, ambulance on call, building rental. You're looking at $3,000 overhead before you book the single wrestler. Where's the room to make the money back? It doesn't exist. Like,
and
so
this is
you're
why
better off.
everybody wants to come to West Virginia because there's nothing here. It's fucking outlaw.
Where
So
what promotion do you run in West Virginia, by the way? I'm curious.
You came in and actually worked for a buddy of mine in
VOW.
Morgantown. You worked for Negative Outlook.
Did I do negative out? I might have. I don't know. It's been a long
Oh, don't
time.
act like don't big league him.
I don't know if I have.
But
We
I
all big
run
week each other.
I work for so many.
I run real shoot wrestling. Basically, the only actual pro wrestling promotion in this area, which I'm lucky for that.
Well,
But
I used to do VOW, Vicious Outcasts. I did
that's
them a lot.
I'll that's a whole other conversation to have. Probably not on here.
Oh boy.
But I basically ran them out of town.
Well, good, because I did a deathmatch tournament for them once, and my arm got so infected.
Was it? What were you real close to the top of the ceiling?
It was in a middle school gymnasium that got repurposed into the cafeteria got turned into like a pizza place.
Yep, that's literally where I put my school, and I ran them out of there.
All right. Well, I always got along with Bill, the one guy, so no heat on them. But it was just I used to go out there and do early in my career just some. Not that I don't do sketchy death matches anymore, but I did a lot of them for them in the beginning.
No, I don't have any heat with Bill. It's just he always thought we had heat with him, but it was a situation of, we just ran wrestling and we just did death match stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
that
I
was
got an
basically
important
it.
question for you. Are you familiar with Little Vegas?
I have an answer for you. They were a sponsor of mine for a little while.
I love that.
They are not open anymore.
Oh no.
But the owner and me are we talk all the time.
I love
So
that.
who knows what could happen? And if you come back around in the area, I will let him know.
I would love that.
But yeah, I used to work there when I was younger, and then that became a sponsor for us for a little while.
I used to Little
I
Vegas.
actually run that town. I'm 5 minutes away from that town.
What
For
now?
those
What's the
of
name
you
of the town
guys that are
again?
unfamiliar, Little Vegas is the gay strip club over there in West Virginia. Tim's the main performer.
Check this out though. It was a strip club, but they actually let you touch there.
Oh, hey, I'm moving. I'll be there in
Also,
like 3-4 hours.
This all went off the rails down here.
During the day?
It was a car wash.
Why
They had a car wash on the other side of the
close to an
parking
hour.
lot. There was a car wash on the other side of the parking lot. And then
Makes you feel
at night,
dirty.
it was the strip club. And like the first time they go around is the regular strip club thing. And then the second time something comes off. And then the third time the lotion comes out. And basically you get the lotion and you put the lotion wherever you want. And then wherever you put the lotion, you have to then cover with dollar bills.
Oh, buttholes.
So
This
anyway,
sounds like a Canadian
back to Money
It
Mark.
was the coolest strip club, dude.
Yeah,
That's where I found some in there, brother.
Money Mark.
100%.
You're the one putting dollar bills all over yourself with the lotion.
This be sounding like a Canadian strip club.
And now we know who's a Money Mark now, like literally and figuratively.
Yes. Yeah. I one time watched a dude walk through the front door, walk up to the dance floor, sit down, look at the girl, look displeased, throw $100 bill at her, and then walk directly out.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
pretty jubilant.
Like he just did it to displease his wife or something. He's like, "Oh, I'll tell you where I wasted money tonight," and then just threw it at her.
Well, I'll tell you this. In the last 2 years of my life, I learned if I want mountain mamas, I'm going to West Virginia. All right?
Yep.
That's where I'm going. And then circling back to Cass talking about House of Glory, it would have been October would be 2 years? 3 years since I went out there. I didn't know that there was any other like scenes out in New York. So when I would travel out there, I would go to House of Glory or Create a Pro or something like that. That I knew people that work at Create a Pro, but now, since meeting Kit, I know about New Third City. So, perhaps one of my trips out there, I make it on a weekend where Cass is running a show and then I don't give my money to House of Glory.
No, you're still
Yeah,
paying.
come give your money to me.
You
Yeah.
Like a money mark would.
I'll
I'll
fucking
guess
you just
legit.
sounded like a Sears commercial.
Yeah, no, I'll
Like,
guess
pay your
legit.
air
Yeah,
conditioner today.
in
but that's the
Vegas,
thing is,
the fucking
Another scorcher.
my number one memory in Vegas is the for sure. But you know, all of like my cruiser friends or people that across the world, we got somebody to come to the New Fair City show at the dive bar all the way from England versus like the Swerve show or any of the WWE stuff. It was people from New Jersey and Georgia. And I know they're like, what are you doing tonight? I'm like, well, we're going to a midnight show down at New Fair City, boys. Dive bar, let's go. So, you know, that's how I kind of do my business. It's like, hey, let's go support this. Why the fuck are we going to go spend hundreds of dollars at a club to get a little sighting of fuck ass Swerve Strickland? Get out of here. We're going to go watch some real wrestling, all right? You know,
You don't want to
yeah,
dance to the smooth beat of Swerve Strickland?
no, absolutely not. I want everybody to know that stupid fucking Swerve dance pisses me off. And when you see like 40 to 200 fucking overweight mookie ass fuck ass wrestling fans doing that shit on the Jericho cruise, the sun just beating down fucking on them on the ocean, and it's like, ooh, they're just getting. I'm like, I just start throwing up. I'm like, don't breathe in the hallways. It's disgusting.
God,
But hey, that's just me.
hallway air is lethal.
It's gross. Like legit on that fucking. Cass and Kyle don't know about this. Kyle or whoever the fuck Kyle is. But anyways,
I
Kim
got
Osborne doesn't know anything about this. But you have to like plug your nose on in the hallway sometimes because it's so sweaty,
Yeah.
gross. And like when you're like max level hung over and you wake up, you're like, fuck, I don't want to go to this stupid photo. And you're just like gagging. I start spritzing people's armpits with hand sanitizer for fuck's sakes. It's gross.
yeah, that is super gross. You know, you mentioned something, and it is interesting. There is like a big divide between, and because it's true, like there is a big divide between like AEW, WWE fans and independent wrestling fans, because like you said, there's some people that go to Mania Week and they just do like the WWE stuff, you know, and or name thing, and they don't even venture out to these indie shows, you know,
Yeah.
and so it is kind of an interesting divide, like even when like some indie wrestler gets signed, you know, there'll be like, who's that? It's like you never heard of this guy in the indies, and
Right.
it's interesting how to, you know, I'm just thinking out loud here, how to appeal to those fans and vice versa, because like I do underground death match, and so like, you know, there's some people that have, you know, they only know TNA up, you know,
Right.
and that's about as like they're passionate wrestling fans, but they just don't anything below that they don't even sign on their radar. So it is kind
Well,
of interesting sometimes.
to what you're saying, like I was one of those guys. Like I didn't know that what's it called? I'm gonna just say it's the black and yellow one ran by that fat fuck. But
All right.
which is not a bad thing. All right,
Okay.
it's not a bad thing. Owen Hart is also a good wrestler.
the Killer Bees.
Anyway, um,
Anyways,
so I didn't know about this company until my friend took me, because all I knew was WWE. I knew there was TNA, it was on on TNN or whatever, and I knew of it, but I had no idea that there was other shit. And I knew ECW, right? And I knew the building that ECW was in. And my friend and his dad took me when I was a kid, and that's how I, almost fell in love with wrestling again. Was during high school, where I was kind of like I just wasn't really watching it as much because nobody in my school liked it, and that's and that's how it works now. Is that I feel like there's no excuse for anybody to not know wrestling around the fucking world. You know, it
Oh yeah,
seems
it's
like
global now.
it seems like it is impossible.
Well,
It is
so yes,
impossible
yes.
for you to not know that
So
there is something else.
what I will say is where I live, there's a little bit more now in the city I'm currently in, but where I lived, there was no wrestling. There was nothing for 5 years. And I got in contact because at this point I've learned about indie shows and the other options outside of WWE and AEW now. And it took me having to help promote to bring CWE into Northern Alberta. They stopped running those shows. The specific in Edmonton, the politics here are so crazy that fucking the other promoters, I'm not going to shoot their names off, but I am a very big advocate for CWE. It's Canadian Wrestling Elite. They're the only ones that run cross country tours anymore here, almost like Tony Condello's Death Tours. He does fucking that side of the country to this side, but he hasn't crossed over into BC in a while because now they've got promotions. But the politicking here is so hard. But my entire life, I knew there was WWE, WCW, and ECW. I didn't learn about Ring of Honor. I didn't learn about TNA until literally 2009. Because it's not on TV here. We don't get wrestling shows in Northern Alberta. Like, it's not a thing. So for me, that's what my kind of fucking go around is like, bring awareness to independent wrestling. Most of these guys are fucking better than the people on WWE TV, for fuck's sakes. And I'm going to shout her out. I think Jade Cargill needs to get off WWE. I don't know why she signed. She's not good. She wasn't good on AEW. She's not good in WWE. Go on and get Miss Man. Get the fuck out of here. You're not good.
Well, how many followers does she have? Because
And
that's
exactly it.
but that's the rebuttal. Is
Well,
that at the end of the day, you have Logan Paul, who made fun of people
no,
that committed
don't even get me
suicide in
started on
fucking
that motherfucker.
Japan, and he is a fucking star in WWE.
He
And there are
needs to
people
go.
like little Marcus Mathers that love him. So so those are things those are things that need to be like that's the rebuttal. It's like it doesn't necessarily matter anymore, and that's the opposite side of the spectrum. I'm not talking about that it's right. Nia Jax is terrible and fucking hurts people, but because she's brave and inspirational, she all of a sudden it gives her the green light to just continue
Well,
being
yes. So, and
destructive. But
yes,
so really there's no real answer. It just you have to like luck out and be in a certain category that gets you out of bullshit.
100%. And
It's
everybody knows.
it's the equivalent of like if we're at work, and something is said, from your manager or your boss, and then you put it in a fucking email. And then once you put it in an email, it's there. They see it. They don't respond.
Okay.
And then guess what? You're fucking safe.
So I'm going to bring up a point here, which I'm sure Kat and Tim can touch base on. So for me, obviously you guys can see I talk wrestling. I kind of know a little bit about wrestling. But for my entire life, because I don't look like your generic female wrestling fan, I get treated different. So that being said,
you're not an influencer this entire time?
Not really, no. And I think it's pretty well known.
He's influencing my lower half.
So, and I'm gonna paint a picture here, right? I don't look like your average female wrestling fan. If I wanted to get into it and wear low cut shit, and I would just and like start doing that bullshit, it would make sense. But I don't do that. Like, I'm literally here bringing awareness to independent wrestling, even though I don't look like a fucking quote unquote female wrestling fan. I think Tim was on the boat when I got punched in the fucking face for you don't look like you belong here, whore. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? Go back to your mom's
Whoa, really?
fuck?
Usually they don't punch you in the face.
They did. They punched me straight up in the mouth in front of fucking Frankie Kazarian. Frankie Kazarian knows me as a girl that got punched in the face.
Is someone punching the
Because
face?
I
Yeah,
stood
but did
up.
he do
We don't like
anything?
your kind around here. What is this?
Yeah, like
Yes.
what? Like, hey, you're not um brave and inspirational.
No,
So
so at that point,
You're not a sweat hog.
they
you
harassed
said
me.
that, not me. I would never say such a thing.
They harassed me for months and months because I don't look like a generic wrestling fan. I could probably outtalk 75% of fucking male wrestling fans for sure. It's an encyclopedia in my head. But because I don't look like a wrestling fan, I get judged automatically. So they harassed me for months, and when they approached me, they told me, "Fuck you, you don't belong here, go home, whore." And when I said, "Look at you, go back to your mom's fucking basement," like, I don't stand for that shit. I will stand up for myself. Fucking, let's go. And I took a punch straight to the mouth. And I would do it any day for female wrestling fans that don't look like the generic fan, but are.
That
But
seems. I
unfortunately,
don't know the
there's
situation, but that sounds like that's crazy. They come
It's
punch you in the
wild.
face. Like,
This is one of the first, like, the things I remember you telling me about. I mean, like, I know the whole story, like, when you told me about this, like, when you guys were first talking about the cruise, and then they never stopped talking about the cruise. Dude, like, Cass, I wish you were going on this cruise with me.
Me too.
Because, like, I would have somebody to, like, because, I can make fun, I can make fun of the queen here. And Dirty Dick, it's like, dude, it's like nonstop, like every day. All right, so
how
every
long
week.
is the cruise?
Yo, before you explain anything, can I basically say
No,
what
no,
you're
no,
getting
you
ready to
fine.
say? Because
No,
I'll be
no, no, no.
honest
I
with
don't
you,
want you to.
bro.
No, no. You don't talk for me, Tim. You
Because,
didn't book me
bro,
yet.
it's like
Like,
being around the worst and best people at the same time.
yeah.
yeah, but you're stuck on a fucking island with them / a
Yeah,
boat.
dude. It's
Like,
like there's
it's
like
not a
50% of them.
success.
They're everything you love about pro wrestling. And then the other 50 is like, Jesus Christ, I hate you.
Well, you're not wrong.
Punch in the mouth.
And
But
they
but
smell.
Cass,
Yeah,
like,
punch me in the mouth.
but
I
with
get
the
it.
good
It's a
thing,
love
yeah,
hate thing.
yeah. But here's the
It's
thing.
awesome, but there's also people punching in the face. It stinks, but it's also tons of fun. I get it. I wrestled in China for a month, and it was fun and miserable. I get it. I understand the sadomasochism of it. I get it. I get the vibe. So hey, how long is the cruise?
4 days.
Okay, that's not too bad.
It's like it's the best amount. It's like when it's time to get off. It's like you want to get off anyway.
Yeah. There's like usually every year I take a picture of me the day of boarding, and then the morning I'm getting off, and I look just like haggard as fuck because I don't stop. I'm like, let's go to the bar. Like, I don't wake up and drink coffee. I wake up and be like, let's do a shot of vodka. You fucking fuck.
It's
But
mostly the alcohol poisoning that changes the
no,
before and
Yeah,
after.
I go to big like I do like video game conventions. I'm not even into video games, but my friends are. But I go to these big conventions and we're just doing drugs and partying for fucking 4 days and
I know what you're talking about.
threatening to be coming and we're having fun and boss and yeah, it's a big shit show. I get the vibe. I don't know if I'd want to be on a boat just with wrestling fans for 4 days though, dude. I don't know.
so I know Kit gets really wild when we talk about the cruise. Me and Dirty Dick promised we wouldn't talk so much about the cruise, but we're less than
I didn't
100
promise
days
shit.
out, and we got to be excited about it. But it's a catch-22 for sure. It's a vacation of a lifetime, but also there's moments where you're like, I wish I could throw myself overboard, you fat fucks. You know?
Dude,
That's up.
it seems cool. Like, it would be like if when we would want to go on the Wrestle Vessel. Like when we heard about that shit. But it isn't. This is the 8th one or 7th one. I don't like the green
Number
jacket,
7.
gold jacket. Who gives a shit? Like, but this is the first one, and it's like, man, like Cass, I wish you were there to go with me because it's gonna be like, Teryn
It's very simple.
and Dirty Dick are
Pay for
like,
my
yeah, well,
ticket
I
and I'll
have this
come.
for you.
Don't
I have
worry.
this for you, and this is gonna you're not gonna be one of those mookie like fucks or whatever, and you're like, I'm not one of them. Like, I'm so happy, like I have friends, like Gacy's gonna be on it, and I'm like, oh thank God. Like it's
I'll say this, and this is not me trying to sound cool or blah blah blah, but
Lacey. Yes, Lacey.
I have a hard time. Like I got free tickets to the last AEW that was in New York, and I don't know what happened in the world because I remember going to ECW and it was so fucking cool, you know. And then and this is not me trying to be cool, it's just the reality of my situation, is when I'm in an arena and everyone's singing along with like some butt rock entrance song, like, whoa, I'm like, oh my God, get me out of here, dude. Like, I like, I leave early. Can't relate. I don't hate AEW. I'm glad it's a new company, but like ECW had like cool music and like Raven, Sandman, and it was dope. Like this new crop of wrestling, there's no like edge or vibe to it. It's just kind of like baby rock. It's like
It's pussy. It's
it's
pussy
just like
behavior.
yeah.
it's like who wants to listen to this like it's just a sing along of the music. Just for
You
me
know,
personally, it's just not my
I mean,
thing. It's so lame, you
I mean,
know?
which
Road
by the
music
way,
pisses me off.
the biggest, and this is where we're gonna end it. And I have rapid questions for both for both of you guys.
Kid, you okay? You fell.
He fell.
No. After a statement, I think the biggest money mark on the planet is Tony Khan. So like,
Really?
Yeah.
what do you mean? Really?
And
What do
then
you
He
think?
don't put
You
himself.
think Vince is?
He don't put. See, this is one of the topics we never got to touch upon was how like the good parts of money, how money marks can actually have a positive impact, and maybe we could fit it in real quick. But no
Yeah.
matter what you say, at the end of the day, even the people that we hate, if the talent's getting paid, the fans are going home happy, jobs are being created, isn't there some
But
benefit?
hey, real
I
quick
listen.
about jobs
I
being
like it for
created.
some of the friends that I have there, but I mean, I ultimately, it's like he is just a fan that has very basic knowledge of, like, I think, like, oh, it's just all he has is like a surprise effect. Who's coming in? Who's new? It's a glorified indie, and but at the same time, their genuine core talent is is amazing. I'm saying
Phenomenal.
it's not a glorified, it isn't a glorified indie, but he treats it the same way as an indie does.
It's just what he said. He just
I can see that.
you know, it's just for me, like at different scales. Like, of course, Tony Khan is creating jobs and stuff, but like local money marks aren't creating jobs. They'll do like one or two shows, and someone lost a ton of fucking money, and it's more sad. Like,
That's a bad
I
business model. Yeah,
yeah,
I agree with
there isn't
that.
a business model. It's just throw money at it and hope it works out. Maybe get two shows at the most. Tony Khan, the thing is this: there's a lot of pro wrestling, and it's good to have more. It's good to have another option. But I'll say this, and this is like the hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. There's people that wrestle in AEW that can never wrestle in WWE.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so it's very clear who's the better promotion. It's WWE. There's people that are on AEW that could not be in WWE. And
Yeah, but
like
would you think Danhausen couldn't?
I've wrestled Danhausen several times,
That doesn't
and
mean that he's good enough for WWE. What are you, a scout? Get the fuck out of here!
I
Like
think he's good enough to be there. They were smart to pick him up. AEW didn't know what to do with him, and it was dumb. And look how good it is. And also, he doesn't need to wrestle,
Well,
dude.
on the other
Honestly,
end of
like
that
Danhausen
coin,
is the
no,
exact perfect thing for WWE.
Yeah, you just need some fun and like I
He's
think
your
it was
he's your Doink the Clown.
yeah, I think it's great, like they're having fun with it. I just think it's very clear WWE. Oh, one more thing I wanted to say before I forgot about influencers and using people. And one of the things I get upset with WWE right now is WWE used to create the trends. It was Suck It, it was 316. They made pop culture. Now they chase pop culture. They have Ice Speed and Logan Paul. And
They're always a
it,
few years behind too.
yeah, it's like they're chasing to be topical. They just need to be topical and have everyone, they need people wearing DX shirts. And you know what I mean? When we were younger, WWE was cool. WWE wasn't chasing influencers to be cool. They were cool and people
Yeah.
wanted to chase them. You know what I mean? So the
You know,
dynamics
that was
changed.
I think that was like the quote of the night. Like they used to create pop culture, and now they're chasing.
Yes.
I'll agree with that. I
I
mean,
think on the
these
other end of that coin, though, too, I think you could also say that there's guys in WWE who could never make it in AEW simply for the fact that it's less entertainment based and more wrestling based. Like in AEW, you have to have they're putting on matches over there, 10, 15, 20-minute matches.
I mean, more like corny base is really. But
Ah, stop. I
I
know
mean,
people give them shit
listen,
about the flippy
not
floppy
for nothing.
shit, but
Like Cass, you've wrestled MJF, I've wrestled MJF, and I don't know how he's treated you. After the fact, if you ever talked to him, but he's the reason why I was in MLW. So, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. You're
you,
fucking muted, you son of a bitch.
Oh, sorry. I would say this, and this is just people get mad at me or whatever. I really don't care, but I think the average person that goes through the program in WWE, even if they aren't a indie wrestler, even if they come in as like a college wrestler, I think they are fundamentally better than most of the AEW people. I think there's some AEW wrestling on the lower end that I think is very poor quality. Um,
oh, sure.
at the highest end, very
Absolutely,
good,
absolutely,
but
absolutely.
I
All
think
right,
I think the lowest WWE guy better than the lowest AEW guy. That's my opinion.
absolutely. And I want to end with this. You guys hear me fine, right?
Oh, so beautifully. In
Okay,
my
good,
heart and
good.
in my
I was
mind.
worried. Um, I want to go through with both you and Cass and Tim. Um, just a couple questions because we got to end this. We went a little bit over, which is great because you know what? Like we went beyond what money mark promoters, and then we went more in depth on like the right things to do in with having two promoters, a wrestler promoter and a promoter, uh, uh, and getting different points of view, and that is awesome. And I think it's a good outlook for anybody that's listening to understand like this is what they're looking for, not talent wise, but what they're looking for in terms of you know uh, your your personality in real life. Your oh my god,
Are you okay? Did you fall again?
sorry, sorry.
He fell again.
He keeps
yeah.
falling.
Your genuine demeanor, and then the psychology around having be a promoter, and then the right way to do things versus the wrong way versus the questionable ways. And I think that we I think we at the very least touched upon it to a good degree. But anyway, here are some of the closing questions that I got for you guys, and try to make it quick. All right. So
Is it our
Cass,
attempt at rapid
Cass,
fire?
can you guys maybe fucking make it within a sentence or two? You fucks.
I
And also,
hope
nice
so.
meeting you.
See?
And I'm always available, by the way. Anyway, uh, first question is, what's something that you guys think that most promoters commonly spend too much money on?
Queen first.
I said promoters.
She's a promoter. Oh, I mean, Teryn answers first.
So anyways, what I think they spend too much money on is name. Example, we're not gonna name the show, but you know, hey, let's bring in and put that person on the poster and bring them in. Their name sure wasn't a promo code. They didn't actually take a single bump in the ring. Yeah, they might have a great dance and nice hits, but they didn't put asses in seats.
What there's a
I don't think, you know, with Dirty Dick, Pat, or Kyle, I need to name any names with that, but that, for example, is a good thing, or a good example per se. You know, in the indie scene, that person has a name for, you know, let's bring fucking fat Mookie fucks to shows because you're gonna see some titties, but you know what? Dirty Dick, whose titties was the only one that popped out of their outfit that night on
I only have a picture of one set of titties, and it belongs to the queen.
Yeah, so that was an accident. But in that
Was it,
certain
though?
situation, I'm not a worker. I've never claimed to be a worker. I think the bringing certain names in as a selling tactic is a huge problem in the money mark and the wrestling scene, to be honest. Sorry, my shit is all jacked up right now. But yeah, I think spending money on the wrong names is the problem.
the key is the juice worth the squeeze? If I bring this person in, are they going to move enough tickets to make this a worthwhile venture for me? And sometimes it might be, you know, but these YouTubers, they think by just booking the name, it's going to move all the tickets on their own, and we've seen that is clearly not the case. You still got to fucking hustle. You still got to bust your ass. You still have to do promoting. You know, that's the whole thing, promoting. Listen, there's no easy way out. There's no crypto way about it. You know, you're not just going to magically, oh, I booked blah, blah, blah. There's 10 million people here. Just, you know, you can book Matt Cardona versus Indie Hot Fuck right now. But if you do it on a Thursday outside the city and you didn't fucking promote it, like, it's just not going to be a thing. So you guys still, unfortunately, do the work, you know? So it's just, that's what it is.
What do you think, Tim?
I mean, it's basically already been hit. I mean, in that sense, because as a promoter, I think across the board, I mean, you know, if you're spending money anywhere else, whether it be your own, you know, your own promoting of your own product, or you're spending the money on talent, or you're spending the money on you know, making your product look better in any way, shape, or form. That sense, I think, you know, the money's not getting wasted. But at the end of the day, you know, just being someone that's like, you know, hopefully I'll just make some of the money back, but hey, I'll have a cool story, and I'll get to shake hands with this person, or do this, that with this person, or this, that, and the other. I mean, those people are the ones out here just blatantly wasting their money.
Yeah, I guess what you said, it depends on what you want out of it. Some of these people, I've made their peace with wasting money. They go, hey, I just want to have a big fun show, and I'm having a good time, and they don't care about burning money. And if that's their prerogative, you know, I guess, you know, like I just did a show recently, and it's a guy that just does one-off shows. I'll even tell you, it's called No Man's Land in Houston, Texas, big deathmatch tournament. And I was trying to talk to the guy about saving money, and he was just like, oh yeah, I just made all the tickets general admission like 4 days before. I go, why? Like, you know? He goes, I don't care about making money. I'm just having fun. He's independently wealthy. I go, well, then, you know, fuck it. If it's your money and you really don't give a shit about making your money back, it hurts me because I'm broke, and you know, but it's your prerogative if that's what you want to do. You know, fuck, you know, who am I to tell you? It's just the ones. The problem I have is when it's exploitive. When it's like a promoter goes to a money mark and it's like, hey, we can bring in Eddie Guerrero and we can bring in this guy, and that's when it feels icky to me. If it's a promoter or it's another, this is a thing that people don't talk about is predatory wrestlers. They'll sniff out money. Oh, there's money here. And they're like, you should book my friend and my friend and my other friend. But you have to also get our plates back. And you also have to get our plates here. And they just try to, instead of trying to help that promoter become a viable, like anytime I start wrestling for someone new, I try to give them advice because I want them to become a viable option because they run more shows, more opportunities for me to come back, and it's more fun. But then you got some that are destructive, and they show up. They go, ooh, there's money here. There's gold in them hills, and they sink their teeth in it, and they try to get their friends booked, and they try to get their bags checked, and they try to get blah, and they try to just use it up, and they don't give a fuck. And instead, this just depends on your personality. Do you want to nurture a new market and maybe make something good for the future and have a good like a thriving scene, or do you just care about your money and who gives a fuck if this place runs again? And that just kind of comes down to you. But there's predatory wrestlers too. There's ones that will like, hey, dude, this guy just paid me way double my rate. He doesn't know what he's doing. Get on him now. You know, that does exist too. So
Yeah.
I've
We
witnessed it.
know it does.
yeah.
Witnessed it. There's been a guy who'd be like, hey,
Because
go
yeah,
ahead.
absolutely it does. But because we're 25 over here, and I have this one final question, if it's all right with the Queen that I asked.
Permission granted.
Okay, cool. This is a final vote from everyone. Are money marks ultimately good or bad for independent wrestling, for the business?
Bad.
Bad. And then give us a quick explanation why, and then we're gonna.
All right.
Go ahead.
We're gonna start with Tim. We'll go with Cass, then Dirty Dick, then Kit, then I'll finish up when I'll fucking.
Oh,
Okay. Well, I think I basically hit on it already. It doesn't matter. At some point, the person that's paying the money is going to want their way. And then basically, the person that knows what's going on is going to end up not in the position they're supposed to be in. A perfect example, and at the highest level you possibly could be, when Kevin Nash is booking WCW and Kevin Sullivan is also booking at the same time. But for some reason, Kevin Nash has more say than Kevin Sullivan.
Yep.
Cass.
Yeah, it's listen, the people are always gonna do what's best for them. There's a couple the money mark that wants to come in and do one-off show. All he's gonna do is burn his fucking money. You got the guy that brings in a money mark to finance his cockamamie idea, and either he just takes all that guy's money, or it works, and the guy who's paying the money is going, "Why I'm paying all this money? Why am I listening to this fuck?" You know, it's better to anytime there's too many cooks in the kitchen, it's a fucking bad idea. You know what I mean? Like I even run my own company, New First City, and then I bring friends in, and then we butt heads, and before you know it, we're not friends, and it's over what? We're just trying to do a wrestling show. It's not like So it's better to have a clear vision of what you want to do, and try to just be positive and good. I just don't like anything that feels yucky. Like anytime someone's taking money from someone or taking advantage of someone, that's just nothing I want to be involved in. The whole kind of Ian Rotten aspect of the business is I did this to have fun and to be escapism, and to have fun and just enjoy life. Anytime we're trying to get merch money from somebody or we're not paying this person back or I don't want to be involved in. I didn't get involved in this business for any of the carny shit, So for me, I'd like to avoid that. I think money markism. Just if you don't have the money, don't fucking do it. It's very simple. Don't put all your shit on a credit card. You don't have the fucking money. You're only making problems for yourself. You don't have the fucking money. Don't fucking do it. You know.
All right, brother. And Tony, go ahead. I mean,
well,
Dirty Dick.
You know what you mean. As with most things in life, and anytime there's fucking basically only two choices, I like to spread the left and the right and kind of find what's in the middle, you know. But
Spread your
there's
cheeks.
two grounds here. There's two grounds here. Of course, there's negatives. They're going to stand out. You got people who fucking, you know, all these points have been touched upon already multiple times. It's a bad business model. You pay a guy too much one time, and then you're out of the town the next time, and now these guys that are left over, they can't afford him when he comes back, you know. So you're hurting other people. It should always be about leaving it better than how you found it. And if you're not working towards the positivity of the business, you know, and that's the other end of it. There's some guys who don't care about making money, and they want to bring the fans a good show. They want to, you know, I look at Insane Clown Posse as a decent business model. Some people might call them business marks because they'll sit here and throw around money for a bunch of fucking legends to come into one of their gatherings and do a 5 minute bullshit match. But
Be
these
honest,
guys,
though, are
they
they?
they don't even break even, man. They do that to give the boys a payday.
But at the same
And
time, look at the merch sales. I mean, they're smart businessmen still.
right, they never bring in anybody as a means of like capitalizing on their gains, then bouncing out and leaving them hanging. But they're a rare example. That kind of thing, if you can do that, if you can positively impact the business, give people a job that's long lasting and not take away from the scene. Because let's face it, there's two big names in town. And if you're not working for them, you're struggling, man. You're out here grinding. So let's take care of the next guy and take care of each other and fucking kind of do the best thing. That would be the best model. That's a good money mark. That's maybe a fan. Kyle, you're on mute. Kit.
I just want to. Yeah, I know. Fuck me.
I know we're all kayfabing tonight.
I just want to say before I say mine, Cass and Tim, thank you guys so much
Yes,
for
yes.
joining.
No, this was fun, man. I had a good time.
Yeah,
Thank you, Evan.
and you know, to say mine. Uh, yeah, it is. You're right. Like, there's no real simple answer. Yes and no. No is in the sense of like, yeah, I don't want you to exist because it the same way that like I look at like old people that just like cause problems. I'm like, you live too long. Cass, fucking mute your fucking thing before I kill you.
Sorry, I'm making a sandwich.
Oh, make me one.
Sorry.
Mail it to me.
Like sometimes it's like it's not meant for you, but at the what Tim was talking about, yeah, this is one of those times where shit, as long as it gets my friends paid, I don't give a fuck what you have to do. It's the same thing as one of the first money marks is, and we never said his name once, is Ted Turner. Ted Turner is a money mark. Or he was. He's dead
Are we
now.
allowed to say
Now
Vince
he's dead.
McMahon?
Excuse me. Ted Turner, before we knew he was dead, he was just a hologram, but I knew that was gonna get you. But ultimately, like, yeah, it's that's what the wrestling world is built on. It's just now built on such a smaller degree. It's the same way that like any of those kids that you went to school with, that drove BMWs to school while you had to ride the bus. Like, these are the type of people that walk amongst us that have no knowledge, no respect, and for the business that you love, like, because they have no love for professional wrestling. Like, everybody that buys the video game uh, can create, can create what they want. That's awesome. Keep it that way. But at the same time, they also pay my friends to have them on, and I love that for them. I don't respect the the money mark for that. Ultimately, there's a push and give or catch 22. I don't know, but But at the end of the day, as long as it works out for the ones that I like, I don't give a fuck. Otherwise,
that's the American dream, baby.
yeah. But otherwise, like, that's kind of how I look at wrestling. That's how I look at it now anymore, is just that, as long as those that I care about are the ones that are getting the opportunity, and those that I know are pieces of shit, because I would, like, as if my opinion matters, but that's just kind of how I look at it. So, are they good or bad? It's it's neutral. It just depends, and it doesn't even matter about me. But maybe that's what makes the difference. Is I'm not looking at me. I'm looking at for the sake of the business, which the entire conversation really, without really discussing it, is that we care about pro wrestling. We care about the story. We care about the product, and that's what makes the difference between us and them. So that's my take.
All right. Well, we saved the best for last. That being said, I think money marks are great for business. For me personally, because it gives me something to sit there and judge and talk shit on the same way they do for me. I'm just a wrestling fan at the end of the day. I don't do anything in wrestling. I'm just a fucking fan. I don't look like a fan, but I am one. Try me, motherfuckers. The only difference between me and them, at least I have something to look at with the wrestlers. I don't have to pay them to be my friends. I go, hey, what's up? You guys want to get fucked up and do some shots? Let's fucking go. That's kind of the way it works. Be a normal human being. That being said, I think money marks are great. They get mad. They don't like me. Because guess what? I'm not paying people to hang out with me. They just said, hey, this old drunk bitch, she just likes to get drunk. And she got a rack we can stare at. So you know what? If that's what they want to do, they want to stare at the rack, I suppose, if it's like out a little bit like that, for sure, take a little peek. It's guys are guys. They're going to look. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, I watch wrestling. I watch indie wrestling. I love this bullshit. We all do. But I don't have to pay people to be my friends. That at the end of the day, that's what it is. I don't pay people to be my friends. Tim's been on the show, the original show. We're on the re-up. He knows exactly what I'm up to with this. He counted me down before, but Cass, tonight's your night. You get to count me down to do my shotgun to finish the show. But before we do that, head on over to prowrestlingtees.com/TDS. Buy the DC merch, buy the TDS merch, buy the Terynn Show merchandise. We're coming out with a new shirt here soon. All right? So make sure you go on and you get that. If Tim
where would I come down
pro
from?
wrestling
10?
t-shirts or anything, prowrestlingtees.com/Kid Osborne, and go buy kids shirts too. We love to support our homies at the Terynn Show. So boys, before I do the shotgun, you go to Pro Wrestling Tees or a site for the guys and gals to go get merch. Promote it now, and then shotgun time, and we fucking out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go! Pretty good. Pretty fast.
She's the fucking queen for a
Also,
reason,
I have
folks.
Pro Tees. Casanova Valentine. Look it up.
You go to Pro Wrestling Tees or all right. In the meantime, in between time, thank you so much, Cass. Thank you so much, Tim, for joining the Terynn Show. And we're here to fuck around and find out. And Mookie fucking Marky fucks with money. Don't like it. Keep calm, carry on, make like Michael Jackson, and fucking beat it, boys.
Look at Peter.
It's about to get wild. Let it go.